Welcome back to Whiskey Moments Podcast. I'm your host, Peg McCormick. Joining me today, Thomas Cole. Dude, thanks for coming on. Christmas special, kinda, sorta. We're in Christmas stuff.
Decked out.
We are decked out for Christmas. We have a Christmas tree.
It's my favorite time of the year, for sure.
Is it?
Yeah. Big fan.
So, obviously, we're not just toasting up ice. I think
I may have brought
Thomas
you
have brought some
a little Christmas gift.
a little Christmas gift. We're gonna open it.
Mr. Dirks Bentley and his Whiskey Row 94 sponsors Sixonefive agency. And so we've been pouring it up pretty heavy at all of our events, and
So we're gonna pour it up.
it's good stuff.
So, what should I expect with this?
This has got on the front I get like a little vanilla and toffee. After a few sips, some like green apple comes out. The first few sips kind of roll off a little peppery, a little spice, but it smooths out after you get it going. Let it breathe a minute.
I'm gonna let you pour your own.
All right, sounds good, man. Boom. Solid.
And now we'll cheers it up.
Cheers, bro. Thanks for having me. This is great.
It's actually one of the smoother ones I've had.
It's very smooth.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah. It's distilled at the Green River Distillery in Owensboro, Kentucky.
Okay. That's actually not that far.
It's not that far. I actually got to go do a special tour with Dirks. He called it Dirks Day, and he released a new 100 proof of the Row 94.
Yeah.
So he invited like all of his ambassadors and close friends and reps and stuff to come up, and we did a private tour, and he put on a performance for us, and just got to like experience the entire like full tasting from Green River. It's pretty cool.
So is this a new venture of his?
Fairly new.
It is fairly new?
Yes, definitely in the last couple years. I don't know when it was launched. I should know that. But the name comes from Music Row.
Okay.
And then 1994 is the year that he fell in love with country music. And I think he put out his debut single in like 2003. So like fell in love with country music in 94.
Yeah, that would have been right around the time I was probably listening to him.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because 94 I wasn't even born yet. So
no, okay.
Yeah, I'm young. Wasn't born yet. So, but we listened to like early 2000s country growing up. My parents did. So
love it, man.
Yeah, I listened to a lot of his older stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, he seems like a cool guy. I saw the video. He made a video for you.
Dude, that was cool.
That was cool. So how did you like receive the video?
Row 94 team just surprised me with it.
Really?
Because I've been like, I'm a big fan of Dirks and of whiskey, and so like having them sponsor our company and then just getting invited to that event, like obviously just fell in love with the entire thing even more. So I'm like, let me, I want to be an ambassador and like push this in the scene. I have a lot of opportunities to get whiskey in front of people, so let me do it. And then the last like month or two, we've just been going crazy with it.
Yeah.
And so to have a video sent from him, like just saying thank you is like, okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't get paid for this. Like it's, it's just for fun. Like I enjoy it, but just to like get that thank you is cool. And
yeah,
I mean, he's a cool guy. So got to meet him a couple times.
That's awesome. This is really cool. It's a nice looking bottle too.
It's a beautiful
bottle.
bottle.
Like it's slick looking.
Yeah.
I like that. We'll keep it on display front and center.
Love it.
Right next to my Old Faithful Fireball somewhere.
We don't have to talk about that. I don't mind Fireball.
So, I have here listed that you're kind of a man with like many hats. I feel like you just have like your hands in all kinds of different things going around. So I want to go back. Did you go to college?
For a year, I dropped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
So I'm from Colorado originally, like up in the ski resort mountains, and just small town. I grew up very small town, like a couple thousand people. My dad was the mayor, like
nice.
Just small town, Colorado. But then graduated high school and moved to Denver, and went to college to be a chef. Had like started working in kitchens when I was, in high school, and fell in love with cooking, and so I thought I wanted to be a chef. And I went to Johnson & Wales University in Denver. And being from a small town, moving to a big city, I didn't spend a lot of time in class. I was out exploring the city and doing things I did not have in small towns. So
Right.
It just, I didn't like school, and it was not my favorite.
So even though
So
you were like going to school to be a chef, like you wanted to be a chef,
wanted to be a chef.
were the classes like chef oriented?
They
Was
were
it
so
cooking classes? Was it?
it's like a semi-private school, so
Okay.
like half business, half hospitality, and I was going for like hospitality management,
Yeah.
but it includes like culinary classes, but
Yeah.
also international business and accounting and all that stuff. And I don't enjoy school. I don't enjoy like sitting in class doing that. I want to be out exploring and building things.
Right.
So I dropped out.
Well, you know what? That's how entrepreneurs are made.
Yeah. Yep. Actually, my roommate was in a band, and I started booking him around Denver and making a couple $100.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like my first like time booking bands and like falling in love with kind of that part of the industry. And
Yeah.
it's been kind of a back burner job and project for like since college.
Yeah.
But I did cook for a long time. I just wasn't a chef, but I worked my way up through the kitchen and ran catering operations for all kinds of cool companies. And I owned a catering company for 10 years.
Really?
Started in Denver, and then after 4 years moved to Hollywood and partnered with a chef out there and let her take over the actual chefing part of it. And
Yeah.
I just focused on like the event production, and
Yeah.
we went crazy, man.
That's
Yeah.
that's insane. So that was after college. So then how did you end up in Tennessee? Or are you permanently in Tennessee?
I am, yeah.
Okay.
So gosh, it's a long story. Try to give you like 15 years in like 5 minutes. Worked my way up through, multiple kitchens. I worked for the Denver Broncos stadium, did catering operations for
That's
2
cool.
seasons, which was fun. And then went on the PGA Tour for 3 seasons, running catering ops. And so like those are all things like throughout, a 10-year span of like hospitality.
Right.
And after moving to Hollywood, just getting connected with places out there, I started like helping small restaurants improve their operations, like fixing and flipping operations, and help failing restaurants or like new owners taking over restaurants. So that kind of turned into me being a consultant.
Right.
And that allowed me to travel. And
Yeah.
but I still wanted to build this music business. So I, after 15 years in hospitality, just getting burned out
Yeah.
and moving around, I wanted to move to Tennessee and officially launch an agency, but I knew it would take time to build and actually make money. So I moved here almost 3 years ago.
Okay.
And but I kept the hospitality business, and I would leave for 90 days at a time to go do consulting contracts. So then I'd rent out my place to like traveling nurses here just to keep rent paid
Right,
while I'm
yeah.
out doing my thing. So I've had a place here, but haven't fully been here.
Yeah.
Like here for 3 months, gone for 3 months, back and forth.
Right.
But
So you always liked the music industry.
I've always liked it.
Okay.
So when I moved to Hollywood with the catering company, I swiped right on a dating app and started dating a girl that managed all the studio audiences for like American Idol and The Voice, AGT, like
That's
all
cool.
of those shows out there. And so I started going to these shows for free, had free tickets.
Yeah.
And then like the producers liked this tall, goofy white boy from Colorado. And they would like place me in seats behind like the judges and like smile and clap on cue. And they liked me and I liked being there. And so then I just got invited to like go to all these shows. And
Yeah.
so then like during commercial breaks, I would make friends with the contestants. And when they got voted off, I'd start booking them at my catered events. And then like,
Oh, to like just like sing and stuff. Okay.
yeah. So that is really when like booking kind of started, but it was still just kind of a back burner business, and had to keep making money with hospitality. And so for 10 years I've been booking bands,
Just like
in that
on-
aspect and
And like the
special
back burner
events.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then 3 years ago moving here, kind of rebranded and relaunched and into Sixonefive agency, and it's been growing like since then.
So you're like the sole owner of 615 Agency?
I am, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
It's a cool name. When I saw it, I was like, I'm surprised that.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was new. But I was like, whoever jumped on that name, that's smart because it's.
I was shocked that
Fantastic
it wasn't taken, you
Yeah.
know, because everything is named after 615,
Right.
but most of it is like the numerics.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So to have it spelled out and then also like crammed together into one word was unique. So I was like, I'll buy every
Like trademark,
trademark
copyright.
that I can. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, how was as far as like getting the first artist signed for 615? I guess you've been booking agent, but I guess there's like a contract and stuff that goes into it now, right?
There is, yeah. So I basically just called all my friends from Idol and The Voice and AGT and like, hey, I'm gonna do this officially, and would you like to join the roster? You know, I've got probably 100 friends that have been on shows, so I think we signed like 15 originally,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them were contestants that had been on within the last couple of years, and a few had just got off the show, and so like I've found now that a lot of times contestants when they get off the shows they don't hit the ground running. They don't use that like moment of fame. Very few of them do. Maybe like 5%, honestly, actually do something with it, and the rest are they're babies. Like
Yeah.
Noah Thompson was like working construction, and his buddies signed him up for American Idol, and he's like, I don't know anything about the music business, but I can sing, and he ended up winning American Idol, and so like coming off the show, you're like, I still don't know anything about the business,
Right.
and so having people like that you can help build, and they need to file an LLC and open bank account and get a website and a logo and like really build. It's a business, that you
Right.
have to build. So it's a lot of work that you put in for free, helping build these artists to get to a point where you can book them.
Right.
But yeah,
So you just help as far as booking. You're just getting them shows. Even, like, is it just? I mean, it's probably broad. It's not just like bar gigs. It's kind of everything.
it is. So an agent just books shows, but when you're a boutique agency, you definitely overlap into management and A&R and development and all that stuff while you're small and they're small. But ideally, just an agent will just book shows. So we're not exclusive, which means they're not exclusive to just our agency. So they can book with other agencies. They can still self-book shows. I don't want to take any of their money like from bar gigs. That's how they pay their rent.
Right.
Like if they're booking $1,000 gig, I don't need 10% of that.
Yeah.
Like pay your bills. I'm focused on $5,000, $10,000 gigs. You know, things that will help launch you further into your career. And
Yeah. That's cool. And I've had I won't say quite a few artists, but I've had a few artists from 615 Agency on.
You've had, I think, 2 or 3.
Yeah, so
sure.
I mean, I know obviously Zach Hart, Darian Clay,
Hampton Hall.
I don't think we have a picture with Hampton.
We gotta get one. 3 of my favorite artists, though. I love those guys.
Awesome.
They're
Zach's awesome.
I
always will give Zach the most props because he was the first like official artist I had on the podcast.
Okay.
And it all stems from a comment that I left on his song Alone before it came out. He was teasing it, and Instagram ads actually worked because I wasn't following him, and I scrolled past it, and I heard the song, like the clip. I scrolled back up, and I followed him, and then I commented on it, and I've had like maybe 400 or 500 followers at the time on Instagram.
Okay.
And I was like, step 1, release a song. Step 2, accept an invitation to the podcast. And then he messaged me and was like, when we on? I'm like,
that's awesome.
That's all it takes.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, like, this was all new to me because I just started this in January.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's like super new.
Cool.
And I was messaging people, like Jelly Roll, like big names that don't respond to their messages or probably don't even see them. They're not even managing their own Instagram.
Not at all.
So I was messaging people like that, and I'm like, why is nobody even looking at that? Like, you can see when they seen it. I'm like, why is nobody even looking at it? And then I realized, like, I got to start smaller.
Yeah.
And work that way. Work my way up. So
it's cruising though. It's doing well.
It's crazy. I told my wife, I was like, it's crazy that after this year I'll have 33 episodes out. Like, that's a lot for the first year. Like, it's a lot. And it got really stressful at one point because I posted an Instagram story that was like, if you want to get on the podcast, DM me. And like,
oh geez,
I got like 25 DMs, and I was like, okay, this is not gonna work. I can't do it every day. And so it got stressful over the summer, but it's a learning curve. Like, I have to learn it as I go,
for sure,
and figure it out. And like learning the audio, it took me like 6 months to figure out that I don't have to be right on the mic. To be able to be
It's
heard.
a nice setup though, man.
It's not bad. I call it the Amazon special because literally everything came from Amazon.
It's cozy. I like it.
It's not too bad.
I dress myself on Amazon. Like, that's every day I feel like I'm buying something.
Yeah, I mean, I had all this stuff in the cart, and then I had to send it to my wife and be like, I need your approval, please.
Yeah.
Please, master.
I won't tell her. I just met her. She's a very nice lady.
She is super nice. She saw my vision and she was like, yeah, we can make this work.
Okay.
So.
Does she have a vision of turning it into a nursery one day?
Yeah, we got to figure out what we're gonna do with that because I'm gonna be sitting here with a baby and whiskey in one hand.
I mean, hey, that's how most dads get through it.
I
Probably.
mean, yeah, that is true. That's true. That's true. So, all right, you run this booking agency. How many artists do you have now?
We have 20 right now.
Okay.
I've got 4 that are unannounced. We at the end of every year we kind of go through I feel like a refresh. Just artists that are either growing on or growing out of kind of what they're doing. They're you know, a lot of show contestants come off, and if they don't hit something in that first year, they kind of phase out and they have to go get a job, and then they're not
Right.
dedicated to music full time. And it's tough because I'm still friends with them and I love them and I want to support them, but
Right.
I've got to have people that are, you know, nose to the grindstone and hustling, because my first year and a half was like, I feel like just developing. We didn't make any money. We were just trying to build people. And so now we're kind of refreshing the roster and trying to bring in people that are out grinding every day and you know, have money to record songs and kind of putting themselves together, have press kits and have merch and have the websites and kind of have their stuff already together.
Yeah.
So then I can just book and make us all money. So
Yeah, that's awesome. So your graphics, because you guys like on most of your posts on Instagram, they all have like the 615 agency like logo. Did you make that and like you use that on everything now?
Me and Canva, baby.
Really?
Every day. I've built the entire thing on Canva. The logo was so my first artist that I signed was a buddy in Nashville. He was like kind of the first. So when I moved here, I met him and he kind of took me around town, went to all the venues and just showed me what Nashville is all about. And so like him and I bounced things off of him, and he kind of helped me decide on one logo. But I made it on Canva. I was just sending him like 10 a day, like, what about this? What about this? And I was also still learning Canva then. I was pretty new to it. Now I feel like I've got a pretty good handle on it. But
Yeah. Do you have to do you use it like every day?
oh yeah.
Really?
For sure. Yeah. All of our I would love to hire a social media team, but that's expensive.
Yeah.
We're getting to a point where we can maybe afford that moving into next year, but every show poster, everything that's on 615 Instagram
Is you?
me and Canva.
That's well, I mean, I feel your pain because I'm doing literally everything too. So
Okay.
other than AI edits my video. So I'll give it's
AI. Gosh,
AI's crazy. So
that's a whole nother podcast we could.
I don't know how artists are like handling AI coming into their realm. I mean, I know it's not just country music; it's in all genres. It does feel like it's kind of hit country more because they had that one song that went like #1.
There's a few now, 2 or 3 that have been on charts.
I played it for Case in the car, and she couldn't tell it was AI.
Really? Okay.
I played it, and she was like, "Who is this?" And I was like,
That's
"Computer."
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
That's crazy.
I mean, it is crazy what all it can do, and people are using it like Google now. Which I mean, I get. I mean,
I do
too
not
strong.
approve of AI being in the creative space of music. I do not think that it deserves to be. Yeah, we should not be making music that is charting
number
on the
one,
top.
and yeah,
Absolutely not. Our team, so I just brought on a couple of new agents from North Carolina, and we just dived into using AI on our back end, helping us build out the back end of the websites and even like artist sites. And they were sharing their screen with me the other day. They were working remotely in North Carolina, but they basically talked to it like a human, and like, hey, can you build a button that does this, this, and this? And if I click it, it'll do this and this. And it'll like respond to you like a human, and then you can see it working on the screen, building it out for you. And that's super cool. Scary,
creepy.
but super cool.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great tool in that sense.
Yeah.
It can help, do those like mundane tasks that we don't want to do that take our time, so we can focus on, the human connection, let them kind of run the back end stuff. Like, I'm in for it. So let's see what it does.
I think the only way it could be used for music in like a good way is if someone has like brain fog and they're like, give me some ideas that go along with this title.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just so it could spit ideas, not write the whole song, but like maybe
Yeah.
send you some ideas. You'd probably be teetering along the edge.
I just downloaded ChatGPT a few days ago.
Yeah?
For the first time.
Oh, I used it to make to generate the pictures everybody was doing, like the
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they are, like action figure.
Yes, in the box.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah, I did those.
But yeah,
And apparently we're like killing the environment using them, or using ChatGPT. So
really,
yeah, I don't know why. Apparently it puts off something into the atmosphere, and so do our vehicles and everything else that we use in the day-to-day life. So
I'm not worried about that.
yeah, me either. Honestly,
I'm just worried about it, like learning so much about you that it eventually becomes you or can answer for you and create things without you asking it to. I think that's like the scary part.
Yeah, I did ask it if we would be friends if they ever took over the world one day, and made sure that I was on its side, and it was like, yes, we are friends, paid. And I was like, they were like, but don't worry, we're not going to take over the world. I was like, cool, but if you do,
that's a good start.
And they were like, if we do, we'll make sure you're on our side. I was like, that's all I care about. Thanks.
That is crazy. I don't know, man.
Well, that's because somebody made a conspiracy theory that AI like had escaped, or like ChatGPT had like escaped out or something. Yeah. So then I asked it if it did, and of course it denied it. And I was like, yeah, I don't know.
It's not going to tell you.
You're fake.
It's that smart.
You're a fake bot. All right, let's see what else I got. I've got all kinds of stuff written down.
That's a long list.
It is a long list.
A few hours.
Oh, my phone will die. Okay, so your first successful business was the cater. Was the catering you just worked there, or was it your business?
It was my business.
Okay,
that was the first. That was the first business that really took off. So in college at 18, 19 years old, booking my roommate's band, I thought I was a record label. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
So I filed a record label LLC in Denver, and this was like in 2006, and I was booking shows around Denver, and then the DNC was hosted in Denver in 2008. Wasn't in politics, and I didn't care who the candidate was, but it was Obama's DNC, and so I got connected with some delegates that hired us to book talent for them, and they had a $100,000 budget, and they wanted Ashanti and Idina Menzel. I got to book them.
That's cool.
As my first big like celebrity, and I mean Ashanti and Idina then were like, they were huge. So
right.
I got to book them for a private party for these delegates, and the media and press coverage on it was huge.
Yeah.
And so I'll back up one sec. Our family had just vacationed to Montego Bay, Jamaica. And I was like in love with Jamaica, and Montego Bay was such a cool name. So my first company was called Montego Bay Records, and I thought that's what I was.
Yeah.
So that name actually got some publicity and gained some traction.
That's cool.
And like I made some money from that. So I bought myself a Hummer H2 and like a high-rise condo in Denver. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
20 years old at that time, and slapped up my logo on the back window, Montego Bay Records, and I had tinted windows, and I got felony stopped like 6 times by Denver police, thinking I was a drug dealer. I was like, this isn't a good look.
Oh yeah, tinted windows on a Hummer.
Yeah. So then realized I wasn't a record label, and young and dumb, and figure it out. And,
right. Yeah, you got to learn somehow. You got to learn all the like ropes. But that probably helped like get you to where you are now, like with 615 agency, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Like you learned some stuff.
I mean, we were just booking bars. It was like $300, $400, $500 gigs. I was taking 100 and giving the band 400 and thought I was doing well. And but the DNC was a cool. We made some good money from that.
Yeah.
I blew it all because.
That's what 20-year-olds do.
What you do.
21-year-olds do.
And then the next month you don't have that money again, and then you're poor and can't afford the Hummer and the condo you just bought.
We won't talk about that part though.
Let's dive in deep. But that's a 20-year-old for you.
That's crazy.
But then I was still working in hotels and restaurants. Like that was my job in my 20s,
yeah.
And just had worked hospitality. It was a server, bartender, cook, like whatever it took to pay the bills. And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So circling back to like 615 agency, when you first started it here, was it hard as far as like establishing credibility? Do you know? Well, you said you brought on like 15 people.
Yeah.
I think you said that. Was it 15?
Yes, right
from
away.
From the get
go. I think our name helped us make a splash because it is a cool name. And it's not used anywhere. And then my entire roster was pretty much all show contestants. So I was the American Idol guy.
But they knew you. It wasn't like you were some.
I was brand new to town, man.
But you had met the contestants, right?
Oh, the contestants, yes. But like no one in town, like
knew you. Yeah.
No, I had only booked like private events and catered events.
Right.
So to actually start an agency and start booking, big ticketed shows and tours and stuff, I don't know what I was doing, man.
So you just have to like start getting like bars and venues emails and all that stuff, right?
That is probably how they mostly have started, is cold calling venues, but it doesn't work. Like nowadays with TikTok and like there's so much talent that there's only so many venues. And
Right.
back in the day, 10 years ago, you could call a venue and they, you say, I want this date, April 12th. And they would say, cool, we have one person ahead of you that's got a hold. We'll put you on a second hold.
Yeah.
And sometimes that band would fall off and not claim the date. And then you would get that date and would be able to book it. Now I've got second and third holds on probably 30 venues in America. I'm never going to get them because no one gives up their dates anymore.
Yeah.
They're all fighting to have those dates and venues. So we are working on, so I've launched 615 events now to host in-house events and in-house micro festivals and mini tours.
That's cool.
And we're going to hit, well, I don't want to give away my whole business plan,
Yeah,
but we're
yeah,
going to hit
don't get-
small amphitheaters out in, rural America where we can have our arms around the entire event and sell our own tickets, manage our own artists.
So I noticed that because I think the events page, I think you followed me on there too. But is there another one? So you have events?
I created an Instagram handle with everything that I could possibly imagine with Six. So there's entertainment, there's events, there's all that stuff. But I only use the two for right now. So
That makes sense.
that's we have some cool things coming down this. I bought there's some other names that are not used that blew me away, and they were very expensive. One was $1,000 domain to buy, which is probably why it wasn't bought yet. But it's going to be a cool event this summer.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to hear about it.
someone that's involved with this may be involved. Could be fun.
I wonder who.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Speaking of, who? Oh, I don't know if I can ask you who your favorite 615 artist is.
I couldn't. That's like picking
Yeah,
your favorite child.
Yeah, you can't do that. Okay, who is your favorite all time? Like top 3 or 4 country artists.
Oh, all time or
Well,
currently?
Both. Give me all time and then we can do current.
All time. I was born in '88, so I grew up on '90s country, and I still think that's the best country. My parents were country fans. My first concert I ever went to was George Strait. My parents took us to it was at the Bronco Stadium. That was the first time my first concert and the first time knowing who George Strait was. So he's the king. George Strait is definitely number one for sure. All time, man. Let's see. Alan Jackson, Garth Brooks. It's hard to pick. There's like 10 in that little group.
I know it's so hard to pick.
Current, I would say Cameron Marlowe is my favorite
he's a good one.
artist. My gosh, that guy can sing. I would say the best vocalist on the market right now is Cameron Marlowe, and an exceptional songwriter. My agent assistant, he's a Belmont intern. He tried to turn me on to Cameron Marlowe the first year I met him, and he was like, this Cameron guy. I was like, yeah, I'll listen to him eventually. He just kept pushing it, and I finally sat down and listened to it. I was like, oh, okay.
He's good.
Yeah, he's real good. And he quickly became my top streamed, most favorite artist. So.
Yeah.
But,
That's, Zach Hart ended up my second this year.
yeah?
Second stream, and I didn't even know who he was till the podcast.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
His new song, Can't Say My Name,
I can't
is
get
my
that.
favorite
I will
song
tell you
so
too,
far.
because it was like a project he was doing, right? He was, because it was like 4 or 5 songs from what he had said. This one sounds the most country.
Yeah.
In like traditional country, like the strum of the guitar at the beginning, it just sounds the most country. Even like my wife was saying this, she's like, this one sounds the most like country style.
It's the most radio ready, I think. And it's got the most catchy, hook and
I like it. I thought Alone was
that was good.
insane. And then also that was the first time, so I'd never had an artist, which he was obviously the first artist, but since then I've had maybe 1 or 2. I didn't know, because I asked him, I was like, I need like a little clip of a video or a song or something, so when I introduce you I can like put some music in.
Yeah.
And he sends me a file, and it's the whole file for the song Alone. I'm like, the whole song is in there. I'm like,
It's a big download.
I was like, I can't. I was like, what do you want me to do with this? I was like, there's like things in here that you haven't posted.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I trust you not to like post the whole song. I was like, yeah, but I don't want to post something you haven't posted.
Yeah.
Unless you want me to. Like that's, and so he let me choose, and so I just ended up cutting something up, and I was like, this is cool. Like I had all the pictures that he had ready.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is insane that someone would just send this to me in a DM.
Yep. Yeah.
But I've had other people. I've had other people that have like, there were songs that they were teasing on like TikTok, and then I'd comment on it. I was like, this is fire. And then they'd be like, you want the song? They'd DM me and be like, you want the song? And send it to me in like a Dropbox link, and I'm like,
Jeez,
sure, why not?
That's very
you know?
trusting. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm like, good thing I'm not a mean person.
Yep, for sure.
Just release it out there.
I tell Zach every new song is my favorite new song. Like it just keeps getting better and better with him. And then Hampton Hall, he kind of had that viral song.
Oh yeah,
Give It to Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love that song.
And it was at a great time too.
He
when
wrote
it came
it
out.
the night after Charlie Kirk's assassination. He just sat down and wrote it, and it just became this beautiful song. It instantly went viral, and I love it, man. It's been on repeat for sure. So
Yeah, it's good.
I'm not gonna say they're my two favorite artists, but those are my two favorite songs from my artists at the moment.
Yeah.
So, and they're the newest, but
And then you got Darian Clay, who puts Tiger Balm on everything.
If you know, you know. Go try to find those comments. That was a wild podcast.
I messaged him because his episode was the most listened to
I bet.
on Spotify. It was listened to more 250% more than any other episode
Jeez.
on Spotify. So he was like, "Yeah, you need to post that." So I posted it, and he like put it on his story and was like, "Tiger Bomb's a crazy thing." I was like, "Dude."
I said, did he just say what
Yeah.
I thought he just said?
I've shown so many of my friends that clip. I was just like, "You guys need to," and all my friends had the same reaction. They're like, "I don't know if I know what Tiger Bomb is." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do." And then they Google it. They're like, "Oh, he's crazy."
That's
I was
crazy.
like,
Yeah. That's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's
nuts.
Well, he said too. He's like, I was a head case, and I'm like,
You'd
yeah,
have to
you
be.
got to be to do that.
You'd
You have to be.
You should go find that podcast if you haven't seen it, and
Episode 27, actually.
look up the comments.
There you get.
They're
Yeah, look
fun.
at the comments. Just look at the clips. So I know you touched on Row 94. So how did you, I guess, become an ambassador? Like, how did that connection start?
They had posted, I think, looking for ambassadors. I think
Okay.
it was a boosted post for a few days, and I responded. And it's like a whole application process of like, why do you think you'd be a good ambassador? You know, basically like, I'm a fan of Dierks Bentley. I'm a fan of whiskey. Like, what else do you need from me?
Yeah, what other-
But I got emailed back pretty quickly and like, hey, we'd love to have you. And they also want like social media influencers and stuff, which
Right.
I don't consider myself an influencer, but like obviously am in a space where I can share it with people. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You're not just like well, there are like whiskey podcasts that are, I mean, they just taste whiskey and like,
And they're just based on
demo
just
and-
whiskey. Yeah.
Obviously those guys are going to get invited, but
Right.
I was excited to get it and then immediately get the invite to come up to Dierks Day and
Yeah,
I'm
that's
diving in, man. This is cool. So,
Yeah, that is cool. I was curious just because I actually hadn't seen anything about Row 94 until you posted
okay.
about it. So
It's
then
new.
that's
They're definitely pushing it hard now. And I mean, every brand has ambassadors. Every
Right.
new liquor, that comes out is got ambassadors to push it, street teams and stuff. I mean, that's how you grow
right.
anything. So
But like, okay, so if I go downtown, can I find this? Any bars right now carrying it?
I don't,
That we know of?
there's a different, like, there's sales reps that actually go push them into bars. I don't know what bars are carrying it right now, but liquor stores all across, Nashville. And I think there's like a locator on the website if you really want
That would show you.
So, or just come to any 615 event. I'm always pouring
That's
it out.
so that was that's another thing I want to ask about too because so you had an event last night.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So what was that? It's something camo.
It was our 615 camo Christmas party.
Okay.
So we had, I love Live Oak. They've been such a cool, like, just partnership and just,
Yeah.
So Live Oak was the first venue I ever went to when I moved to Nashville. My artist friend that took me there, the old Live Oak. And I can probably attribute at least 50% of my connections in Nashville my first year were made in Live Oak.
Wow.
Just, people that get off from BMI or whatever, walk across the street and have a beer after work. And,
Yeah.
So I've met, agents and producers and managers and all kinds of cool people in Live Oak. And so it just kind of became like my hub. And,
Yeah.
and then the new owners took over and moved, down a few spots. And it's just very like clean and classy. And it's not like a dive bar. It's, just a nice place to hang out. Always great music. So they've been a cool partnership. But we've had, that was our third event we had last night. I did a CMA Fest event this summer, the CMA Awards event a few weeks ago, and then, I asked, is there anything in December that I can have? And they had a 9 p.m. spot on a Saturday, and I was like, I'll take it, and we'll throw something together. So, and then I was like, I always want to have like a charitable, contribution, some kind of Christian aspect, and then, it's hard to get away from whiskey and liquor, especially when you're sponsored by it, but I always want to have like an NA option, a liquor option, a Christian option, and like a charitable partner. So for CMA, we partnered with Backline Cares, which helps mental health in the music industry. And then for Christmas, I'm like, how can I support kids?
Yeah.
Toys for Tots, like, so we partnered with the Marine Toys for Tots. And then I reached out to the Marines Motorcycle Club of Tennessee. And I was like, cool, we've got like this whole military thing going on. Let's call it Camo Christmas.
Yeah.
And so the Marines rode their motorcycles to the event last night and brought toys. And
That's cool.
we filled a huge box with toys that
Yeah.
we'll get to go to needy kids, in Tennessee, which is super cool.
That is cool. So how does something like that work since it's Live Oak and you're bringing Row 94? Like, do they just let you bring?
They
You know
do.
what I mean?
So it's a tasting. They're not making drinks with it. We are tasting the whiskey at our event.
Gotcha.
They will probably carry it here in a couple months. So they're stocked up on whiskey, and it's slow season right now.
Right.
But they want to carry it. They obviously. I got my story has. I'm taking a tasting with the owners of Live Oak last night. Like, oh, this is good. I was like, yeah, we're trying to get you to carry it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it'll probably be in Live Oak soon. But if not, we're able to taste it, and as long as it's done, by bartenders and
right.
I mean, yeah. So we
Cool.
have fun.
I was wondering how they. Okay, so it goes by a tasting.
I couldn't just pour up like full shots or cocktails or anything.
Right.
But yeah, we also have like our CMA event. We had Zeros, the premium vodka beverage, partner with us, and so we gave away free Zeros, which was fun. And,
I know. I wish I was. We were out of town that weekend. I wanted to come downtown.
Yeah.
And check out
fun.
everything. I wanted. I was gonna come last night, and I just. It's so much going on. It's just December's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. There was a lot like, we're right in the middle of December, which is like corporate Christmas party craze, And so we had maybe like 150 people last night, which was a lot for it being freezing. And everyone was at some kind of party. There was like a huge Santa crawl, like hundreds of Santas like crawling to bars, and so like I was happy with the crowd we got. I just want to like throw a party and like hang out with live music, and it was fun. So
all
but
these
the CMA
Santas
thing was like it was packed.
Was it?
We were capacity. We sold the second floor of Live Oak as a VIP lounge.
Yeah,
it sold out. We had different bands up there and like red carpet and all these activations, and like it was fun. It was really cool.
It sounds fun, and it always looks fun on your story. So I'm like, I got to go to one of these things eventually.
We have a good time. I try not to book free shows. So like I'm a big advocate for like paying artists, and I'm potentially running for City Council of Nashville in 2027, and one of the big things I want to advocate for is making sure that artists are paid, and it kind of goes with like I'm hosting events that they're not getting paid, but I at least want to take care of the artist.
Right.
We cater to full dinner and drinks and whatever they want, so and covering parking, so at least that they're not out of pocket.
Right.
Obviously there's still that aspect of Nashville where you want to go play writers rounds and get your music out, but I also want to make sure you're getting paid, and like you gotta live and survive too. If you're gonna go play a writer's round and pop on stage for 3 songs, but it's gonna cost you $50 for parking, and you're gonna probably get something to eat and a drink or two, and
there's another $50.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
drinks are crazy downtown.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane.
So crazy.
Yep.
I recently followed. I think it was the people that you had driving you around. You had a vehicle, right? Mm-hmm. I think I just followed them.
Oh, cool.
Recently.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was though.
J-Rod Transportation.
Yeah.
They're my chauffeur when I go to events and stuff, and
yeah,
he's a really cool guy. They got 5 drivers and 5 Escalades, and
that's how you want to roll up to something, man.
Yeah, man.
Escalade.
Anytime I go to it's been fun like growing. You were kind of asking like how I was building the business, and I don't half-ass anything, man. I always like to go big or don't go at all,
Yeah.
And so I try to make a splash in town with a new name and a new company, and I think I'm good at networking. I go to as many events as I can and shake hands and get to know people and hand out cards, and have just been fortunate to be invited to go to the CMA, all the CMA events, and then I became a CMA member and then started going to ACM awards and got it, became a member, and so just intentionally, be part of those kind of clubs and memberships
in the community.
So you invite me to the CMA awards, I'm gonna roll up in a Escalade and show.
That's awesome. I applied too late. I was trying to go to. I actually was trying to go to CMA Fest.
Okay.
As the podcast, but I didn't know there was a deadline to apply for like media, whatever you would consider it.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We'll let you still put in an application, and if we have an open spot, we'll let you know." But they ended up emailing me, and they were like, "Yeah, nothing." I was like,
okay.
"Well, but it was like 15 days late. Like it was.
Oh,
it was way
pretty
late. Yeah, it was way late.
Dude,
it
you
wasn't.
gotta. I think some of the deadline is this January. So
Is it? So I need to be looking.
I think you could definitely get some media creds for this next year. We're gonna have a big part in CMA Fest this next year. I'm excited.
That's cool. I went to Zach's pre CMA Fest. That was the only thing I did last year. Was he invited us? He texted me and was like, "Hey, I'm performing at wherever he was at," and we went up there, and so we saw him, and that is the only artist I've seen live out of.
Oh geez, okay.
Who's come? So
dude,
I tell everyone, I'm like, let me know when you're coming, but obviously like they play during the week a lot of the times, and like I'm on call once every 3 weeks.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard for us to go downtown sometimes, but
yeah,
there's a lot of artists, that want us to come see them, and we want to. So
I'm working on a music fest for the summer, which will have our whole lineup and
that'd be
some
cool.
other cool stuff. So that'll be a good spot. But obviously they book themselves all over town, just to stay on top of it, and it's a good way to try out new songs and just stay fresh and keep building that stage presence. But we're working on some tours and stuff for this summer. So
that'd be cool.
Yeah, just follow all of them. And, as AI starts building out our new website and all of our social media, that'll be more prominent, like with the shows popping up. So
yeah, and then I'll use AI.
Yeah,
we'll use AI in conjunction.
I'm gonna pour up a little more whiskey. That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. I'm gonna figure out what my next question is. Working our way down the list.
You need a little refresh.
There you go.
Warm it up.
Look at that. You've already covered the camo Christmas party, the CMA member. And we talked about AI. Look at that. We are
cruising, man.
Okay, well, we got to a good part here.
Uh-oh.
So, like, a month ago, maybe a little longer, I can't keep up, you kind of made a splash on social media with some stuff.
We're going to talk about this.
Just, yeah, I won't say a name. I just want to know, like, how it got brought to your attention,
Yes.
Obviously, you don't have to say names or anything like that, but how did it, I mean... Yeah, how did the whole thing start?
I'll say her first name. I'm probably already being sued for defamation, but that was the whole point, was to defame her. So people would quit doing business there. Right. I feel like anyone that was on my my followers, my Instagram would know what I'm talking about. But Tracy, this agent, she lives in I forgot now, some state that's not Tennessee. She basically is charging commission up front to book artists, and then not booking them the shows, and then not refunding them, so like just taking their money,
right?
But has been doing this for more than 10 years, which is like a lot of money,
right? Like,
she is booking some shows, but definitely not anywhere near what she's charging for,
right?
So I forget all the numbers now, but basically like a couple grand, and like would maybe book one show and then just, oops, don't have anything else for you. Or there's like a clause in her little agreement that says if we get negative feedback from your venue, you forfeit your contract and your payment to me. And then would like make up
negative
feedback. And the artists were like, dude, everyone loved us. Like, I called the venue after you told me I had negative feedback, and they said, you were great, we'd love to have you back. So then just calling BS on that. So
how was it brought to your attention? Like, was it an artist that like you had signed?
Yes, one of my artists were not paid for a show that they went out and were owed, a large amount. And I basically reached out to her and said, hey, can you pay my artist? Like, I've heard your name, I see you around, and I know that you have reached out to every single artist on my roster. I feel like you're trying to poach everyone, but we'd like to get paid, please. And no response, so I called the venue and kind of blew them up, and it's like, if you don't pay, I'm going to go public, and I have a pretty good reach. Mm-hmm. You probably don't want that. And we eventually kind of bullied the venue out of paying us directly. And then I realized that, I screenshot that conversation with Tracy and posted it. And immediately I got blown up with messages of like, I know her. She screwed me out of money. She took my money. She didn't do this and that. And I got like an overwhelming response from artists that knew her and had bad business with her.
Yeah.
And so as more things were coming in, I was like, all right, we'll fight this fight. And I would screenshot everything, post it, and it just built this momentum. And so I kind of blew her up a little bit on messages and emails, and I was like, hey, if you don't start paying these people back, I have overwhelming evidence that you have screwed people out of their money.
Right.
And you've got to pay them back. Like, you owe them this money. Like, there's so much proof. And no response. And so the final night I said, if I'm going to bed, I'll leave you alone for tonight. But if I wake up tomorrow and I have not heard of you paying anyone back, you're going to have a bad day. And she didn't respond, so I made sure she had a bad day. I filed a police report. I filed a report with the FBI because the artists are across, a dozen states.
Yeah, and once it passes one state line, that's federal.
It becomes a federal crime. I called every news station in her state and beyond. That's crazy. I called her employer and was like, hey, she's scamming people out. This is not a good person you should have working for you. And I had like my Christian friends reaching out to me saying I was being, unchristian-like, but even Jesus flipped over tables. So,
I can't stand someone that like cheats someone else out of, especially hard-earned money.
Hard-earned money, man. And there was like a lot of artists where they had to scrape money by, like they saved up to give her this commission because they thought like she was promising them all these shows, and they thought this was going to be the next break for them. They were going to get into venues that they had not been in before. And so they're out working their jobs and like saving extra money to pay her. She books them one gig, says, sorry, you're not good enough, forfeits the entire thing, and then moves on to the next one. Yeah. So, and
that's what's crazy. So if you look at it from just not her perspective, but if we look at it like your social media post, it does look like you're just going right after her. And then if you look at it from like, oh, these artists that have been screwed over, then you kind of see like, well, not that she necessarily deserves horrible stuff, but it's warranted. Sure. It's warranted.
If it had happened once or twice, and she responded and said, "Hey, I know I messed up. I'm trying. Give me a minute, and I'll do what I can to pay him back." Done. Right. Like I'll leave you alone. But no response, and eventually would like email back, like real smart. Just
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. Well,
that's how you're handling this. That's how you're gonna handle it.
So I sent screenshot after screenshot, and she didn't believe me that I was gonna blow it up, and so I posted every screenshot, and then she'd have a smart response, and I was like, I'll post that too, and then people were like, okay, Thomas isn't lying. Like, there's hundreds of messages of the same thing, and like I'm asking artists, like, well, why didn't you do anything about it? And they're like, oh, I thought it was just me. Like they all thought it was just them. Like, we'll give her the benefit of a doubt. It's only $1,000. It's only this or that. But then once we realized there's 100 of us, yeah, let's do something about it.
Well, yeah, that's a lot.
So. Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. God. So I kind of became I only had one artist that was directly affected, and we did get our money back from kind of bullying I Googled the venue owners, and then I found all of their personal Facebook and Instagram pages, and I just sent them all messages. Like, hey, I've got an artist that needs paid. You're the venue that owes us money. Pay us, or I'm going to post it. And so they were like, okay, we'll send it. But then I just became the center hub of everyone like offloading information.
Right.
And then once I started posting it, and I've never had so many story views. I mean, I think we had like 500,000 views just in those 3 days on stories alone.
That's crazy.
From people just resharing. And there was like that many people that were like, oh, I've heard of her. Or I have an artist friend that has connections, and it was just shared so much. It was crazy.
It is crazy. I remember you showing like your dashboard, your professional dashboard, and you were like, "This is nuts."
Yeah, it was
over those few days.
Yeah.
I'm sure you gained like a good amount of following too from it, didn't you?
I gained some followers for that. People would send me messages like, "Thanks for fighting for the small artist, and thanks for trying to get our money back." And eventually, she realized that I wasn't messing around. And I would imagine when the police and FBI and media started calling her, she's like, "Oh, this is a thing.
Oh, this is real."
And so she started repaying a couple of artists, the ones that that had the largest amounts that were owed, and I basically text her a list, and another one would come in, I'd send her another text, and eventually the sheriff called me and said, hey, you should probably not blow up her phone because it looks harassing at this point. It's like, okay, I
Yeah.
understand. I'll back off.
Yeah.
But let me compile the whole list and send it and start paying people. That's all I want. Like, it's not your money. You didn't do what you say you were going to do. Just give their money back.
So she technically owed the artist, but the venue owes the artist.
So her response on that was, you know, it was only 10 days past the actual date, but that's too long in this business.
Ridiculous.
She basically said the venue hasn't paid me, which is why I'm not paying your artist. So then that's when I went after the venue.
Right.
You know.
Okay, that makes sense. I was curious because I was like, I thought she was the one that paid him, and I didn't. Okay.
And it was a shady venue, and she's like their primary booker for them. And then you go on like the Google reviews for that venue, and there's artists commenting that
Where's
they
my
are owed
money?
money. And so I'm like, okay, you're also a shady venue, and now we've got a shady agent and a shady venues that are working together, booking live music and not paying bands. And if that's like a whole circuit, like how do you survive? Like,
Right.
people are gonna understand.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
not
you
book
tell
there.
if anybody calls, you tell them that they had negative feedback.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Pretty shady.
That
But she
is-
did start paying them back, and so I backed off a bit. But it would be like 2 or 3, and I know she probably ran out of money. She works a 9 to 5. Her husband works a 9 to 5. So it seems like every 2 weeks when they get paid, they like send another 1 or 2 payments.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be a long process, and I
But
understand.
at least
like
they're trying.
they're trying.
Should have done that maybe from the beginning, but
Yeah. But yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, and then
when you get called out by 100 different people, it's like, you know.
especially ones with following. I
Yeah.
mean, and I get if you get called out by someone that has like 200 followers, you know, probably ain't gonna get that far. But
Which is probably her thought process because they were all like they're
small artists,
they're baby artists,
smaller artists,
Yeah, they're not gonna have a lot of reach, and but you can put them all together, and that's
a lot.
it's a story, man. So
Yeah,
and again, it's just making sure like I care about people, I care about the artist. I want to make sure they get paid. Obviously, anyone that's stealing from anyone, but especially the music business and especially my artists, I'm gonna fight for them.
right.
So seems like we're winning a little bit. I think we're up to maybe 15 artists paid back out of 50 that
Well,
are on my immediate list, but it's a
Yeah.
start. So
yeah. Are you still getting more people like now?
yeah.
Still yet?
And I'm still screenshotting and posting it. Like they're like, dude, thank you so much. I just got paid, and like if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have got this. And so I like screenshot it just so people, because it was such a hot topic. I want people to know that she is trying. Like I blew her up, and I definitely. My attorney's going to hate me for saying this, but I definitely defamed her. That was the point. I wanted to make sure people knew who she was and to not do business with her anymore. Like that was literally the point. And my attorney's remarks were like, it's not defamation if it's true. But everyone's got to prove that in court.
Well,
so,
yeah, that's
yeah.
true. Yeah,
But-
you know what? When my podcast gets uploaded,
And I did feel
gets-
bad. Like I don't want to ruin anyone's life. And she actually
Right.
had sent an email at one point. It was like, will you please consider? I've got 3 young boys, and if a media story goes public, it's going to ruin my entire life. And like half of me is like, yeah, that's kind of the point. But the other half, I do feel bad. You know, you have a heart. You say you're a good Christian family, and I'm a good Christian guy, and I don't want to destroy your life.
Right.
I just want you to pay the money back.
Right.
And I had to take it to extreme heights to get your attention. And now that you're starting and you're trying, I'll back off. But let's make sure that you know,
Right.
you keep it going. So
yeah, that I
that's
mean,
it. But so I post like the screenshots when they get paid back, just so people will know that
she's trying.
she's got a heart. She is trying,
Yeah.
and I wasn't just being a jerk. I will give praise for her efforts of trying to. So
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I mean, at least they're getting paid back. So
Yeah.
at least it's, I mean, something good's coming from it.
for sure, yeah.
So now, I know you touched on. So you're running for city council
Potentially,
potentially.
I have been involved in politics for fun, which is crazy. At one point, I worked on a presidential campaign a few years ago, which kind of I just dived into. I just wanted to know what it was about, you
Right.
know. It was so heated and so like controversial that I wanted to just understand why. And so I worked on a few campaigns. I worked on a governor campaign in Colorado, and then a presidential campaign. And just kind of like it's an interest, you know. It's been a growing interest, but living in a town that I consider home now. I've been here 3 years. I feel like I'm starting to plant my feet and get to know people, and it's a city that I care about. I love Nashville. I'm genuinely happy here. I'm from Colorado, and so like this feels kind of like Colorado with less snow, which is a huge benefit for me. So I want to plant my feet here and maybe start a family, and but I see so many things that could be improved, and I have a whole like list of things I want to work on. But obviously, I don't want to be like the mayor or the governor, but city council would just dip my toes in,
Right.
be able to help out and contribute to the city, but still be distant enough to not have it as a career. So
Yeah.
I'm exploring it. The election's in 2027. The first kind of thing that you do that, to become anything is to launch like an exploratory committee and decide if you're even a good fit, if all of your ducks are in a row, and
Yeah.
get your finances straight, and 'cause all that's going to be public. And so that's kind of the first step. I'll probably announce beginning of next year, just like an exploratory committee that allows me to get a treasurer and a campaign manager together and start just bouncing ideas and just getting a feeler for if it's something we actually want to do. And from there, then you announce like an official run, and
Yeah.
then you dive in. And
That's crazy. So
With the
how
campaign.
long is a term?
council is 4 years.
4 years?
In this, they're all a little different. Some cities are 2, some are 4. I
Oh,
should
yeah,
probably know that.
Probably depends on how big the city is too.
Yes.
I don't know, but I don't know.
Which is why you form an exploratory committee, because they help
They
you put all
know
that.
all the stuff.
They tell you to whatever all that is. But
Yeah, that's cool. So that would be would it be for Davidson County?
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. There's like council members for districts, and then there's at-large council members that run like oversee a much larger area. And I want to be at least I want to be an at-large
Yeah.
council member. So I've got to meet the mayor several times, and we're on very opposite sides of politics, but I think that we're all bipartisan enough and neutral enough to work together. And actually by 2027, I think it'll be a new mayor, or soon to be a new mayor. So
Yeah.
but I'm not heavy on one side or the other. I can reach across the aisle and shake hands and work with you. And but he's a nice guy, and I've got to meet him a few times, and
Yeah.
like it also kind of sparked the interest of wanting to be involved and just getting to meet those kind of people.
Yeah,
So,
you're gonna be busy. That's even more busy.
yes, yeah.
You can't have a day off, can you?
No, that's a problem. I like to work, man. I like to make money. I don't have a family. I'm not married, no kids yet, but I'm getting to a point where I should probably start looking at that.
Start looking for one of them.
But then as soon as I'm like, I should have, get a wife and kids, like, oh, another business idea pops up. And
Right.
I don't have time
Like,
for that.
maybe I should do this first.
Yeah.
We'll see how this goes. Then we'll
I want to
touch
be
back.
financially stable before I start having kids.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to be. I don't think anybody ever is.
No, I feel like that.
That's what we keep getting told, because my wife, she wants to be 30.
Okay.
Which is going to be April this year. She'll
Okay.
be 30. So I was like, hey, I wanted one like 5 years ago. So
Yeah.
30's it.
Shoot.
But then I'm thinking, like, what am I going to do with the podcast?
Keep it going, man. Like
Keep
you said,
it going.
baby
Yeah,
in one
baby
hand,
in one arm, whiskey in the other.
I like that.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we're going to do. I would eventually, like, we've looked at exploring, like, other options, like houses and townhomes and stuff like that. But everything we look at, I'm like, we need 3 bedrooms so that I can have a podcast
Still
room.
the podcast. Yeah.
There's a baby room and then our room. So that's what, if we do move. But
Yeah.
we also want to stay kind of local because I'm in a good spot for
I love this spot, man. It's beautiful.
this.
It's a
Yeah,
cool
it's not a bad area.
It's a good
so
setup. I like it.
I appreciate it, and that's everything I've got.
All right.
So I
Cool.
appreciate you coming on. I
Absolutely, man.
appreciate this gift.
Absolutely. We can hide the fireball.
The fireball. We'll put the fireball behind it.
All right,
it, can
cool.
it can highlight the bottle.
But share it, man, with any artists that come on. I'll keep sending you some more artists, and
Yeah, absolutely.
we're signing several more over the next few weeks. And
Yeah, well, my books are completely open for next year. Right now, I haven't this is the last episode of this year.
Awesome.
Because it's just I'm ready to be like done with
Yeah.
with the first year.
enjoy the
And
holidays.
just enjoy it a little bit. And so I got a few people lined up next year, but I haven't actually set any dates yet because I just don't want to think about it yet.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to be here like
I
quick.
think it's gonna pick up, man. It's
Yeah, it's
doing
gonna be
well.
quick, so.
People are like, this is my first podcast ever. Like, I'm so nervous on stage with microphones. Like, that is not me. People that are on stage for fun every day as a career. Like I don't understand it.
Kudos to you.
I've got to have a little whiskey to like be able to do this. So
Yeah.
I get nervous. I'm a behind the scenes guy. I'll run the heck out of a company from behind the scenes, but
Yeah.
someone else needs to be the front. So but this has been fun, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's fun. I like to keep it like as chill as possible, where it's just like you're just talking, you're just getting to know someone, essentially,
Absolutely.
asking a few questions. But
yeah, man.
yeah,
Been fun.
it's been
I
fun.
appreciate
All right,
you.
well, we'll toast it out.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, bro. Get yourself a bottle of Row 94 if you haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.